execute the add function in the current file, that's fine, no issue. But if you want to call add function into a different file, on that time just you have to import this particular function from this file, and on that time the module name will be example. Okay, so this is the one thing you have to understand. Now if you want to create a module, okay, you don't need any further guidance to create a module. Just for that, let's suppose this is the one directory where we are working, right? So let me create a one different directory. Okay, on this particular directory we're going to store all the programs related to module and the packages. So let me create a directory name, could be anything. Okay, so don't to worry about this. So this is a one normal folder, I mean I have created, and the folder name just I have used a module and the packages. Inside this folder, just look into this, there's a no file you are able to see. Okay, what I'm going to do here, let's take one example. Let me go to the first tab and let's create a one notebook, because now I have switched my directory inside the module and the packages. There's a no file, but I'm going to create a one Jupyter notebook inside the module and the packages. Okay, so inside this directory just I have created a one notebook, and the name of that particular notebook you can take anyone. So I'm going to put the example. This is a one notebook I have created. So if you want to check it out, just I'm going to show you. So what notebook actually you have created? So this is the one you have created, example.ipynb. Okay, this is the one thing you have created here. Now let's move ahead. Now the point is, inside this notebook, what do you want to do? Let's suppose you want to write something here. So just you can write whatever you want to do. Or either you want to create a one module, you can also create a module as well. So let's create a one file. Okay, let me create a one file name example.py. So this is a one file I'm trying to create here. Okay, either you can also create this file using the Visual Studio Code. It's depend on you. Okay, you can use any method. So I'm gonna add an interpreter there. Okay, this is one thing. Let's create a one function inside the file. And if you are confused, so this is a file name what I'm checking here. So this is a one path what I'm using, and on top of this path just I have create a one file example.py, and inside the file I'm gonna create a one function. The function name could be anything, so I'm gonna put the function name def. Okay, the function name I'm gonna use a addy, or the instead of addy just I can simply use skill center. Okay, so this is the one function I have create name skill center. And now what functionality you have to define for this function? You can define anything what you want. Either you can define some number of specific argument as well. Okay, it's your choice. Let's take an example. When you will call the skill center function, it will return a one text to you. Hi from skill center. This is a one text, it will return to you. Let me return. Okay, that's what I have done. What does it mean? So this is a one file what I have created example.py. Inside the file I have written these number of lines. Okay, and now this is a one function what I have defined. Okay, this is what I have done. If you are still confused, so let me open the Visual Studio Code, and there you can also check it out these things. So now Visual Studio Code has been open also. Let me show you. Just a moment. Just take a while. Now this is a Visual Studio Code, guys, what I have opened here. And just I have opened the Visual Studio Code inside the same directory. Okay, and now it's take a while to load the whole programs. Okay, so let's open the same file. Let's close the whole file what you have already opened. Okay, so I'm gonna switch inside the module and the packages. Just inside this directory, there's a two number of file example.py, and the notebook would you have create example.ipynb, right? So I'm gonna open the example.py, and just when I have opened this file, just look at into this. Just you have defined a normal function. The function name is skill center, no issue. Now the point is actually this is a module what I have created here, and the module name I have used example. Inside the module just I have defined a one function in skill center. Okay, and now you can also call this function inside the same file. You know very well, this is a very basic thing you can simply do, skill center. And now this is a method how you can call your function. One, it will return a text, so you can also print that particular text, or either you can execute your program. Just when you're going to execute your program, so you will get the text. But the point one we will discuss about the module. So I will not execute this function inside the same file. So I have to execute this function into a different file. Okay, and let me open a Jupyter notebook for that. Now this is a different file of Python what I have created here. Now I need to import that particular thing. So to one we'll discuss about the packages and the module. There's a multiple keyword what we need to use inside this import, okay, from and the as. So all three keyword we're gonna use in this particular chapter. Okay, if you want to import modules from a different file. So these are the just keyword what I have written here. Now if you will discuss about the import, so what is actually an import? So import is a keyword which is used to import a module. Okay, and now the by default it will try to search your module on top of current path. What does it mean? So current path means, so because if you want to look it into this, I'm going to show you just a moment. Try, okay, just look at this. So this is a one directory, right? This is a one folder. Inside the folder you have create two number of file, the example.notebook, the example.py. Inside the example.py just you have created one function. Inside the example.ipynb you are trying to import that particular function what you have already created inside this file, and both the files are stored into the same location, right? So when you're gonna use a import keyword, so import keyword always try to search, it always try to import from the current directory first of all. After that it will also import from a specific location as well. On which path it will try to import, I'm going to show all path as well, how you can modify those path as well. Okay, I'm going to tell you as well. So now the point, if you want to import a module, this is a one single statement you have to write here. One, you want to use this statement, so what it will do for you, so it will import the example. Okay, just execute this statement. I have executed successfully. Just look at this. Now the one is come, right? Now the point is, if you want to check it out, the example dot, if you are trying to execute the function name is skill center. Okay, you are trying to execute and we will get a one error, skill center is not defined, because skill center is not a standalone function you have import. Actually you have import the whole file name example. So if you want to call a skill center function, before that you have to put the example. Okay, just put the dot here when you are trying to call it. So from example I want to import the function name skill center. Okay, so that's how you're going to execute your function from the module. Execute this and instantly you will get the result. So that's how it's work, guys. Okay, so what I have done, so I have created this function into a different file, and I'm trying to import that particular function into a different file. That's how the modules are work. Just I have used a one import keyword, right? Now let's suppose if you want to import only function from here, you don't want to import the whole file, because if you're going to import the whole file, every time you have to use an example before the skill center. Now for that, just you can also use a one more keyword, which keyword I'm talking about. So instead of using this one, first of all you have to use from. So put the module name. So from example I want to import the module or the function name skill center. So from this module, I want to import this function. That's what I have done. Execute again. And now this time you can execute the skill center function standalone. There's a no need to write example before that. Just look at this. Because I have imported the a specific function from the module name as example. That's why we're gonna use it from there, right? So this is how it works. Let's move one more point here. Now the point is, let's suppose this is the only one function you have created inside the file. Let's suppose if you want to create more function inside this file, you can also create. What function I'm going to create? Let's suppose you want to create a one function name is Python. Okay, but instead I'm going to took a one thing different here. Let's suppose I'm going to took a AD grant function. Okay, so this is a one function what I have created here inside this, or either you can create a one very basics function for the add. Okay, just you have to pass a two number of argument and just return the solution of that. What do you want to return? A plus B. You want to create a one more function named subtract. Okay, you have to take a two number of arguments and just you're going to return the subtract of the both numbers, A minus B. Okay, let's create a one more, only the last. I'm going to use a divide. Okay, and now it will divide A slash B. That's what I have done, guys. So these are the four methods, or not methods, these are, you can simply, so these are the four functions what I have defined. If you want to define the documentation, you know very well, just you can simply use a triple quotes for that. Okay, and now you can define the documentation, just if you want to define it. give you sum of both numbers. Okay, so these are the term to example. Just we have to call this function. Okay, and now it will return the 30. That's how my function is work. This is the one documentation I have set for only the add function. Okay, if a user would not be able to understand my function, this user can check the documentation of my functions and the user would be able to understand what I need to do along with this function. You have to define the documentation for all the functions. Okay, that's how it works. It gives you the sum of both numbers and the example. All of them would you have written here. Now the next point, let's suppose I have defined the four number of functions, the skill center, add, sub, divide, and all these things. What I need to do, so I need to use these functions into a different file. What is actually I'm talking about? So because both the files are stored into a different directory. Just look at this. Okay, so this is a one file module and the packages. Inside this I have created a two file, example notebook, example py. Inside the example py I have stored my old functions. I want to use those function into a different file, and both the files are stored into the same directory. That you have to understand. I may close this and let's open the example notebook. And now here you can import any one of them what you want. Let's suppose now this time, if you are trying to execute the add function, you would not be able to execute this function because the add is not defined. So first of all, you have to import. If you're gonna execute this command again, so each and every time you have to call add function using the example. So this is the only method. 10, 20, it will give you the, my bad. Oh, example.py. The function name should be same. Let me check the add, save the file. Okay, I didn't save the file. Let me execute one more time. There's a no attribute. Example. Okay. Just give me a moment, guys. What notebook am I talking about? Modules in the packages. Import, example. Yeah, I can use all of them. No? Okay. Got it. So just one thing what I have to do, just give me a moment. Let me start and clear all output. Okay, let's import my example one more time. So I'm gonna import, or either just I can simply use the previous statement of what I have done. The example, just I can simply call those functions what I have defined there. Add 10 and 20, just look at this. Okay, that was a one initial cache. Actually, it's not import the new example from there. Just I have restart my kernel, and now if you are able to see, now you are able to import what you have changes inside the module. You can use any one of them function if you want. You can also still use the skill center as well. Just look at this, high from skill center. You can also use the divide as well. What function you have defined there. You want to divide 10 by 3, look at the result. But you cannot execute a standalone function just like this because you will get the error. But if you want to execute like this, then you have to use this particular statement. What statement you have to use? From example, import, what function you want to import? So if you want to import only two specific functions, just we can give name look like this. Add, okay. The another function you want to import, the subtract. Only you want to import two functions, then you can use this method. And now you can use both standalone function without any another function. That's how it works. Let me put the 20 and let me put the 6 here. You will get the 14. That's how it's worked, guys. Okay. So now the point is, let's suppose if you want to call a one more function name example, the same divide, still not work because you didn't import that function as standalone. You have only import two functions. That's how that statement is work. Now, if you want to import all the functions what you have stored there, so this is the one statement you have to use import, and then the wildcard symbol you can use for that. What it will do for you? So it will import all the functions what you have created inside the example file. Okay, and now just you can call the divide function here, and now it works. You can call any one function without any methods. Now all the functions will stand alone without the example. That's this particular statement will do for you. Okay, there's a one more thing we have left, name as, and now as is used to rename your file, as is used to rename your module as well. Okay, and most of the times if you are able to see, so most of the users will use import the pandas. Okay, some default synchrononyms you can simply use for that, import pandas as the PDF. What does it mean? Just I'm trying to import a pandas, okay, using the PDF. So what does it mean? So I'm trying to import the pandas library as name PD. So whenever I'm trying to use a pandas, instead of writing pandas, I can simply write a PD there. But before using this, let's suppose if you want to import the same file, what you are trying to import earlier, you can import look like this from example import add function. But right now I don't want to use add function as a add. So let me clear and restart the output. Now that's cool. Okay. Now just look at this. If you are trying to execute any add function, okay, there's a no function. But you want to import add function. Let me execute import add. Okay, it will import the add function, but you want to change the function name. Then you can simply use it as there. Whatever name you can put here, it's your choice. So let me put any name here. So let's suppose I'm going to put the Sachin. So what does it mean? So now instead of add, I have to use a function name as Sachin. I have to pass two number of arguments there. So it will add both the numbers what I'm going to pass here. Okay, so now this time add is not a function here, the Sachin name as a function, and now you can execute the Sachin anytime. Add is still not work because you didn't import the add when you were trying to import the add. At that time you have to rename your function as Sachin. That's why the as is used, and now add is still not work. Now you can use Sachin anytime whenever you want. So this is all about the modules. Okay, let me open the same previous notebook what we are talking about. So this is the one notebook, and here just I have explain all these details, how to import modules in Python. So this is the one keyword you have to use. Okay, these are the methods you can simply use here. Python import statement, there's a multiple methods. There's some inbuilt module as well you can import, okay? Just like math module, sys, or there's a huge number of module you would find out inside the inbuilt. You don't have to go anywhere, just you can import those modules and you can work along with them. So what I'm trying to do, if you want a pi value, that you can import the math module. From the math, you can fetch the value of .py. That's how it works. Okay, and now it will return a one integer. But the sometime if you don't want to get the and if you don't want to execute any function, you can store some values as well. What I'm talking about, let's suppose if you want to store any variable name, and what name I'm going to store here, let's suppose I'm going to store a one name AD grand 000. This is the value of the name. I'm going to save this. Okay, so you can import anywhere on top of current location only. So if you want to import this file into a different file, so just you can also import the image file as well. Let me show you. Okay, let me restart the kernel. Okay, just look at this same thing. I have created one variable as name, and the type of this variable is str. I'm going to save this file and import this file into a different notebook as well this time. Example. Now the point, instead of function as well, you can also define some values, and how you would be able to fetch the value, just you can simply use this method. You want name, you will get the name here. That's how it works. Always you don't have to define the functions, that you can also fetch the variable from a different file as well using this method. That's how it works. Let's move ahead. Okay, so import with renaming, you can simply use it as there. Instead of calling math again and again, just you can simply use the m instead of math. Okay, you can also call this as the alias what you have created. Python from statement, you can import a specific function from the using the from keyword. Okay, because when you're going to use a from, you don't have to import all the modules from there. They will take a memory. Okay, obviously, instead of import all the module, just you can simply import a one specific module what you want. Okay, what I'm trying to do, so I'm trying to import the py from the math library. If you want to import all the names, then use the wildcard there. That's how you can simply use Python module search path. And now this is the one very important thing you have to understand, guys. And now what does it mean? So let me explain in brief. So now the point is, if you are able to see, so I think I have to close all the files. So let me close all the files. Okay, that's what I have done. Let's go back to the point. Okay, now the point, if you are able to see, there's a multiple files and that is multiple module you can create. Okay, if I'm gonna show one hierarchy here, Okay, I'm going to show the hierarchy of only this image. Okay, just look example, and this is the one cache what I have created. Now, what you have to understand, let's suppose take an example where you have stored your all functions inside the example.py. Okay, look at this. All the functions you have stored in this file. Okay, and let's suppose if I'm going to create a one file on top of current directory, file name could be anything. So I'm going to put a one file name. I'm going to put a file name is directory name folder. I mean, let's look at the hierarchy. I want to create a one file as well. I'm going to create first.py. Just look at the hierarchy again. So this is the one hierarchy I have created. So on top of current directory or current location, these are the two files here. Okay. And now there's a one more thing here. The directory or folder, inside the folder, I have created first.py. So what I'm trying to say, when you will try to import example.py inside the first, it will give you the error, because when you will try to import example.py inside the first.py and the example is not on top of current path, so it will give you the error ki example is not defined. Okay, example is not found. Okay, the type of error. So if you want to get that, if you want to get that type of error, so let me show you the one example for that. So what I have to do, just I have to open that particular file what I have created there. So that was a one file, right? First.py. So I need to import the same what I'm trying to telling you guys. So let me try to import example. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do. Let me save, or let's execute this file. Or if you will import the example, this you can use any, either you can use the name as well. So I need to execute this file name what I have to execute, modules and the skill center. Okay, this is a file. Let me execute this. And now no module name as example. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Because this time it will try to search example file on top of current location. What current location? Where the first .py exists. That's why you will get the very clear error. And the error is, let me show you the, go to the directory. Let's execute the first, and the error is clear, no module name example, because on top of current location there's a no module. And now from which location it will try to import? So the first, it will try to import from the current location. You can simply say from the present working directory, okay, where you are currently working. The second thing, it will also try to search some specific path would already set inside the environment variables. Okay, what are those paths? So that we'll try to explain. So just go to the Python interactive shell. There's a one inbuilt sys module you will find out in your file. Okay, this is the one inbuilt you can simply use. So I'm gonna import the sys here. When you're gonna import the sys, just inside the sys there's a one name, there's a one list you will find out. Just you have to fetch, use this list. When I'm going to execute this particular path, so it will return all the path, okay, all the locations where you can simply store your modules. So these are the specific locations, guys, where you can simply store your modules. Okay, if you're gonna copy your module inside these directories, so now on top of these directory, Python, when you're gonna try to import any module, the Python will try to search that particular specific module on top of these paths. Okay, and the example was not there, that's why you will get a specific error, the example module not found. Okay, so these are the locations. So in case of Windows, you will find out a one little bit different path. Just look at this. In case of Linux, I'm trying to find this type of path, right? In case of Windows, just you will find out the paths from C drive, Python 3, lib in this directory, system to this directory, and all these paths. Okay, might be you will get a different path on top of, it will depend on which type of installation you have done in your machine, right? Where you have installed the Python environment. So all these type of things you have to understand. So when you are trying to import any module, so that particular module should be find out on top of these locations. Or there's another method, you can also add a new path as well. Okay, you can also delete the specific path. It's your choice. What do you want to do? So that's the one thing you can simply do here. Now the point is, let's suppose what you need to do, you want to import the example, right? But you don't want to edit the sys original file. Just you can simply use a one thing here. Okay, what do you have to do? So I'm going to import the sys from sys. Okay, import path. So this is what we have import. And now path is a list, right? You know very well, this is a list because either you can also check out the output. That particular thing is a list. Inside this list, you can also add a one more path. Okay, which path I'm talking about, where you are trying to execute, where your example.py are found. So on which location you will be able to find out the example.py? On this location. Just look at this. So this is an example.py on which locations this file exists. So this particular file will exist on top of this location. Just you can copy this path. Okay, you can add this path inside the sys. And how it happens? So this is a list. You can append this path. My bad. Path is a list. You can append this path here. This is what I have done. Okay, once you have append this path, just you are trying to import the example, and now this time it works. It will not give you the error this time. You can print the value. Just look at this. I'm going to execute my file this time. Just look at this here, and now you will get the AD Grand 000 without any error. What I have done, just I'm trying to import the path from there. Just I have add my location. What I have added one new location. From this location, it will try to search the example as well. And now when you have successfully add this path, just you are trying to import the example. The another method, just you can copy your file. You can also copy your file name example on a specific location. On which location I'm talking about, you can simply print the value. Just I'm going to show you path. Okay, and I'm going to print the path after when I have copied the path. Just look at this, execute this file again. The earlier was this one. Okay, and after that I have append our specific path. So that's why it looked like this. Okay, these are the locations. You can also copy your path there. Actually, in my case, I have already copied. If you want to check it out, let me show you. I think I have copied one module on top of this location. So let me show you. So in your case, you'll find out a different path, guys. Might be the name I have put. Let me check it out. Oh, this is a one Sachin.py I have created. Okay, if you want to check it out, the file name. So this is a one file I have created there. On which location I have created this file? In a specific sites packages. I'm gonna show this is the one file I have created. Sachin.py. Inside this file, just I have create two functions, the hello and the add. If you want to take out the help as well, the user would be able to understand the help. In your whole machine, you can import the file name, which module. This is a one module I have created, Sachin.py. You can import this module from any locations, right? Because you have stored this file on top of this location. And this path is already defined inside the environment variables of the path. So you can import the Sachin.py from anywhere. Okay, because right now I'm on top of this location. Just go to the Python interactive shell, and here you can import the Sachin. No issue. Which method you can use? You can use these methods. First of all, you can fetch the name. If you want to call the add, and now you can also call the add function. Okay, it will add. If you don't know how you can call the add, you know very well. You can put this particular function inside the file help. So it will also give the help result. Just look at this. So how you can call the add? So it will return a sum of two numbers. Example look like this. So this is a one documentation I have set inside my function. That's how the documentation is work. A user in future would be able to understand your documentation. Okay, will get the idea what your function will do for them. So this is the one thing, guys. And if you want to import only hello function instead of all, just you know very well, import the hello. You can call the hello. Hi all from the hello function. That's how it works. No issue, no error. So this is actually the module is. Now let's move to the next point. We have to discuss about the packages as well, guys. So if just you can simply read all the things that I have written. So just if you want to reloading a module, just you can use specific these commands. Okay. Now these are the some specific built-in functions you can simply get. So if you want to dir is check it out how many functions you would be find out inside a module. So this is a one dir command you can dir function you can simply use there. If you want to look at the name of the file, you will get the name, and these are the some more things you can simply able to understand all this. Now let's move on top of package. What is actually a package? So package is nothing. It's a collection of multiple modules. And if you will talk about the library, that will be a collection of multiple packages. If you will talk about the main framework, So that will be an interface you will get inside the framework. You will be able to find out multiple libraries, packages in the module as well. And now if you will discuss about the packages, so it will similar files are kept into the same directory, or for example, this is the one hierarchy you have to understand. If you will try to understand, just look at this. In case of modules, just we have used a one file. Okay, inside the file, we have stored some functions. We can import those functions into a different file. But in case of package, just I have created one package named game, and this is a directory or folder I have created. Inside this folder, I have created three more folders named sound, images, and that label. Inside these three folders, I have created few files as well. Start, load, over, start, load, open, change, close, load, play, pause. So these are the modules I have created inside these folders. And these are called the modules. Okay. And now the whole game will be called as a package. And each and every directory, just you have to create a one constructor file underscore init.py. This is an important file actually you have to create in case of packages, because when you're going to import the packages, so inside the init.py, just you have to write down the few more details to import these files, right? That's why you're going to create a init.py as well. So if you want to create a one package, so let me create a same hierarchy. Okay, I'm going to take a moment for that. So let me close the drawing from here. Let's move forward, move ahead. So we need to create a module or the package right now. To create a package, just you have to create a directory. Inside the directory, you can create multiple directory of the files. That was a one example to understand the packages, right? So if you want to create a one package, so I'm going to create a package first of all. Let's go back to the point. So I'm going to create a package on top of this location. Okay. So this is a hierarchy if you are able to see. I'm going to create a package name, could be anything. So let's put the same name, game. It's your choice. Okay. Game. Inside the game, I have to create two directory or three. It's your one. I'm going to create a three directories there. So let's the same sound. Okay. And the level and the third one, images. Okay, these are the three directories I have created. Inside three directories, done. Now if you need to create some specific files, just you can create the specific file as well. So let me create the files. I need to create a different file, right? So just don't use this method. So inside the game, so if you want to create sound oh, this is bad, so just give me a moment, guys. I think I have a mistake. RMDIM, that's cool. Let's create, I have to give the slash there. I was forget. Done. Okay. So this is what I have done. I have created three directories inside the game. I need to create some specific file as well. Let's create the file. Inside the image, I'm going to create the open.py. The second, I'm going to put open. I will create only two file. Okay, I will, because it will take more time otherwise. Change, that's how it works. Dot py. That's cool. Let's create two more files inside a different directory. The directory name I'm gonna put this time sound. Inside the sound, I'm gonna put two files, load.py and the play.py. Let's create two more files inside the label as well. Okay, inside the load, start, and the over. Then and now this is a hierarchy, guys. If you are able to understand, just look at this. So what I have done, just I have created one hierarchy. Inside the hierarchy, this is the one major directory or folder named game. Inside the game, there are three directory: image, label, and sound. Inside all these directories, this is the two files: change, open, start over, and the load. These are the modules, and now game is called as a package. Now just you have to create this file as well, right? So I'm going to create this file, init.py. Now you have to create this file on top of all locations. So let me copy this file inside the game. Oops, let me move this file inside the game. Let me copy this file into the whole locations as well. I'm going to take a moment for that. Just give me a moment. Oh, this is a hierarchy. I need to copy this file because I have to create. I'm going to copy inside the images, label as well, and the sub. Now this is a hierarchy what I have created. Let me show you. Just look at this. The major one will be the game. Inside the game, this is a four things: image, init, label, sound. Inside the image, there are the three files: change, init over start, init load play. Okay, hopefully everybody got it, the hierarchy of the package. Now let's try to understand. Let me open this thing into a Visual Studio. Let me open the only module. Okay, otherwise it will mash up. So let's create modules. Let's open this thing inside the code. That's how it works. Let's take a while. The Visual Studio Code has been launched and now it looks like this. Game, three directories. Inside the directories, you will be able to find out all these things. So let's suppose I'm going to create a one function only. Okay, I'm going to open the change. Inside the change, I'm going to just set the interpreter of these files. Okay, it's your choice. If you are a Linux user, or this is a one standard, you can simply use actually always. Okay, this is a, I'm going to create a one function. The function name could be anything. Okay, if you want to define a one function, func1, okay, it's your choice. I'm gonna print a one statement, hi from func1. Okay, from change from image. This is a one statement what I have written. Only the one function is enough to understand, right? Let's copy this thing. Okay, let's paste into a different file as well. Let's paste inside this statement. Let's paste this file. Oh, I didn't copy, right? So let me create a func2 as well here. Print a one statement. Hi from func2 from images from game. That's cool. Let's open the label. Inside the label, inside the over, I'm going to create a one more function. Okay, func3. So you can call all the functions in a specific way where you want. So I'm going to print the one statement. Hi from func3 from images. That's enough. From label, I think. Let's let it be the start. Okay, I'm going to open the sound. Inside the sound, I'm going to open the load. Inside the load, I'm going to put the values. And what I need to do, so def open the any different file. So let's put the function 4, right? That's cool. Put the one print statement as well. Hi from func4 from sound from game. This is what we have done. And now let's create a one more. That will be interesting. I'm gonna call all the functions later. From 6 or 5. From func5 from sound from game. And only the start is left. I'm gonna create a one more function inside the start. That will be the last file. Def func6 print hi from func6 from label from game. Done, guys. And now what I'm going to show you, so these are the files what you have created. Let's close all the files. Don't need these files right now. Done. So this is a one package what I have created. If you're going to look at the hierarchy again, so this is a package: game, image, all the files. Now the point is, if I need to import the game, okay, so instead of just open the Visual Studio Code, I'm going to use a Python interactive shell. Okay, inside the current directory, just give the execute the command on top of command prompt, just for the try to understand the package, right? So I'm trying to import the game. So this is the one thing you have to execute. That's cool. No error, no issue. Now the point is, you have successfully import the whole package game. And now if you are trying to execute any one of them file, okay, what you are trying to execute, let me try to execute game. Inside the game, I want to execute the image, because this is the one, and this is the one thing you have to understand, guys. First of all, you have to follow the path, right? From the game, you want to import the image. From image, you want to import the change. Okay, So, oops, yeah, this is a one thing. And now I'm trying to import the function one because I have defined the function one there. So this is a one function you want to execute. Let's execute, and now it will give you that. Game has no attribute the image. So this is the one error you have to receive here. Okay, why it will give you this type of error? Because you didn't initialize anything inside the init. Okay, that's why the init file is new. But you can also use these function right now. Okay, but for that you have to use this method from game. Okay, from image, just look at the same thing. Okay, from image you have to import which file you are trying to import, change. And now from the change, just look at this, you can import the func one. Now it will work. But for that, what I need to do, so I need to import that particular specific module, right? So but I'm talking about the package. When you will try to import any whole package, all these files should be automatically import. But this time all the files has not import automatically because you didn't define anything inside the init. Because when you will import the game package, so that time the init file automatically execute without any error. So inside this file, so you have to write few commands. So when this file executes, so it will import all the files there. That's what you need to do. So this is the one thing what I have defined here, the change.func1 and all these things, right? So now the point is I have to open the init.py, or inside the init.py, I have to write some more things there. Let's open the game. Inside the game, I'm going to open the init file, and where is it? Oops, the image, close, sound, and now this is a file, init.py. Inside this file, what I have to define, so this is a one statement, okay, interpreter. So I need to import from dot import image. This is what you have to define, okay. From dot import label as well. Spelling, my bad. From dot import sound as well. These are the things what you have to use there. When you want to use this method, so what it will do for you, so it will import these packages as well, because this is also a package, right? These are the sub package you can simply understand, because inside this package you have import the module as well. And now what you have to do, just go inside the image, just go inside the init.py, what you have created inside the images, and you have to write this statement there as well. And now here you have to write from import change, and from dot means just we are trying to import the modules from the current directory. Oops, open. So these are the things what you have to define. Let's save. Just I have done only on for images, right? And now just close this file. So these are the files what I have created there. Let's go back to the point, and now let's try to import the same thing again. Go back to the shell, and now here I'm trying to import the game. Okay, and now what functionality you want to execute for the game, just give the dot and give the double tap. Just you would be able to understand that these are the things, right? If you are talking about the image, from the image which function you want to execute, change. Okay, so from the change, just give that, just this is only one function. So that's how the module is work, guys. And now you can drop your queries from the doubts. I'm gonna look into the doubt. So if you have still any doubt in case of modules and creation of packages, just let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap up this session for today. Okay, hopefully you got the idea what hierarchy I have created. So this is the one hierarchy, or inside the init.py, just I have mentioned, because when the game module will execute, so it will import the whole sub module. When you want to import the images there, so it will import the sub packages, sub modules there. That's how it works, right? So I'm gonna look it into chat. Now you can drop your queries there. Okay, I think you don't have any doubt. Okay. So what's the deuse of submodule? Actually, when you will discuss about the module, actually, so because if you are talking about the games, right? So just you have to isolate your packages there, because if you want to create a one game, inside the game you have to use a different thing. You have to define the program for sound, you have to define from the program for images, and you have to create a programs for the level of your game. And when you're gonna store all the file inside a one module, okay, that will create a one mashup for you. So right now, that's why we have created the some packages, right? So inside the sub packages, that you can simply differentiate all the modules of the Python into a different directory. There, if another user wants to troubleshoot your directory or the packages, then another user would be able to understand what actually you have defined there. Okay, if you are facing any issue, okay, right now I'm not able to show, because when you have copy your whole program into the chat box, the all the indentation has been removed. You can simply drop your files on top of Slack workspace. Okay, somebody will be happy for you. Any predefined module, okay, yeah, there's a multiple n number of module are already predefined. Okay, most of the time when you will discuss about the module, we will use the OS module there, we will also use the sys module, we will use the math module. So there's a huge number of module you can simply use. So just look at this, I am trying to use a OS module, so and there's a multiple thing. So inside the OS, this is a one inbuilt function you can use, and now this function will list all the files and the directories what on top of current directory. This is a built module you can simply use, name as OS. Yeah, I'm gonna upload today's file. Actually, just it will take a moment. You know very well from where you will get these files, right? So I'm gonna upload all the files on top of my GitHub repository name as Skill Center. Okay, you know very well my username is adgrant000, right? So let me push, and now all the files has been pushed on top of my GitHub. For everything updates, so let me add. Let me commit the change modules and package. Okay, now done, and let push, done. Just you can simply, I'm gonna drop a message into the work chat box. Okay, so this is the one username I have dropped into the chat box, my bad, 800000. And now you will get all the packages from there. Now all the packages has been already uploaded, you don't worry about this. Okay, any doubt, guys? Okay, so I'm gonna upload, and the whole things have been already uploaded, as you can simply get from there, right? So this is the one account what I'm talking about, and you'll get all the directories and the file from there. Okay, this is the one repository what I'm talking about, the name is Skill Center. And now here you will get all the codes what I have created, module and packages. And now these are the files what I've created in today's session game. Inside the game all these files, and just you can upload and use all these files in your workspace. So let me wrap up. Okay, so anything what you have typed? Yeah, now let me wrap up this session, guys. Goodbye.